Hello, my name is Maudlin. I'm a mad scientist of fashion. I love to splice and dice aesthetics and eras and vibes and moods together into one cohesive sort of fashion look. If you've been following along at home, you know that my latest synthesis has been combining Coquette with Weirdcore to create coquettamine. And you know, I've done a lookbook. I've showed you what my vision is for this aesthetic that only I participate in, because I just made it up. And now it's just me in this like micro nano femto aesthetic. But I do like to kind of like back up my hypothesis with sources, with source material. I did a video where I talked about books that I thought really worked with this aesthetic. I did a video where I talked about poetry that I thought worked for this aesthetic. And this aesthetic to me is just like demure, feminine, cute, darling, sweet, but absurd, surreal, strange, wacky, wild. So, with that in mind, I would like to tell you about films that I think go with this aesthetic perfectly. I will be compiling a letterboxd for all of these films and more that maybe just I forgot to put on the list. So let's just jump right in, and I will be just kind of going by vibes alone. No synopsis really needed, maybe just some brief info that I'll pepper in. The first one on my list that I think really hits home what I'm trying to do is Ghost World 2001. Now, of course, it is no surprise to anyone who has eyes and is looking at me that Enid Coleslaw was a huge style inspiration. I think the young ladies in Ghost World are sort of patient zero for this aesthetic. They're strange, weird, little off-putting girls, but they're also sweet and darling, and just cute. They're cute, they're bratty, they're sassy, but they are battling existential horrors that would make Franz Kafka shit himself with dread. And I just think that is one and maybe several of the reasons that it is on this list. Next up, I would say Arsenic and Old Lace. I mean, just the aunts in Arsenic and Old Lace are coquettamine girls grown up. Darling, sweet, off-putting old ladies. Love it. Next, I will say La Belle et la Bête. This is a French version of Beauty and the Beast from the 30s, I think. Just the whole vibe of the film is just darling, so chic, so cute, so much French, sweet little ladies. And however, there is a beast, and there's a creepy, weird castle, and there's weird special effects, and I think that is perfect for this. In a similar vein, another little French, strange little movie is Eyes Without a Face. Les yeux sans visage. So I really love this aesthetic. I really love this movie because it's got a cute, darling, sweet little girl, but oh no, she doesn't have a face. She's wearing a weird little mask and running around her vast French estate. It's perfect. Perfect. I'll also say Black Sunday by Mario Bava with Barbara Steele. She is just such a darling, sweet thing, and yet she's disgusting and horrifying and weird. Love that. Highly recommend. I think Valerie in Her Week of Wonders works perfectly for this. I think Daisy's works perfectly for this. Sweet, cute little ladies in surrealist, bizarre landscapes. Fits this aesthetic to a T. This is controversial, and it shouldn't be. Poor Things is on this list. If you misunderstood Poor Things and you have issues with it, please reach out to me in the comments and I will explain what it's about to you very gently, and hopefully you'll come around. Okay? Great. Ingrid Goes West, Aubrey Plaza, weird little creepy, little sweet little lady. Just the kind of like obsessive nonsense that comes with Ingrid Goes West, I think works perfectly. A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. I love this movie. Again, it's maybe a little minimalist in terms of the fashion for the like maximalist vibes that we're putting out in the actual fashion of the aesthetic, but the main character, who's a darling Iranian vampire woman, she is like, in vibes, very coquettamine, just a sweet, darling, dear little lady, but she will suck your blood out, and skateboard around and laugh when you're dying. I mean, she's great. Sheila Vand is a treasure in that film. Next, I will say Mermaid. This is a movie by Anna Melikian. It is a Russian film from 2007, and it is basically a Russian sort of retelling, reimagining of The Little Mermaid story by Hans Christian Andersen, but told in modern day Moscow. And Alice, or Elisa, the main girl, is just like just perfect for this. At one point she has green hair like Rusalki in Russian folklore. It's just kind of like, imagine Little Mermaid, but Slavic and surreal. Possession 1981, duh. 3 women with Sissy Spacek and Shelley Duvall, and there's a third woman, I can't remember the actress's name, but just the off-putting vibes of Shelley and Sissy in the film are just... Harold and Maude seems obvious. I did not name myself after Maude in the movie, just want to set the record straight. V, which is one of Russia's first horror films, works perfectly. The sweet little girl in this is like a witch, and she's coming back from the dead and just making things fly around the room. It's great. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Perfect. Once again, Bette Davis in this film, Baby Jane, is a coquettamine girl grown up. There are probably a couple of more that I'm missing. Right now, that's all I can think of. If you can think of a movie that is demure yet surreal, please shout it out in the comments. I'm so curious to hear about your taste in movies. And until next time,